It's a bit difficult getting into a new fighting game and learning its core mechanics, especially if you bought this game because it's Dungeon Fighter yet you have never touched a fighting game before. Even so, DNF Duel has its own fair share of unique mechanics, characters, and playstyles standard fighting game players must learn to play decently. So how do you tackle this game? I'm Yasuo, and here are some useful beginner tips and tricks to make learning a bit easier. Before even jumping right into online matches or customizing your profile, the first thing you should do is the tutorial. Like I said before, DNF Duel has several unique mechanics and systems to make its gameplay more than just a button mashing romp. The tutorial explores the basics from movement, standard attacks, HP, and every action shared with all characters. Then it goes into depth with the game's MP, combo, and defensive system. For example, one important mechanic is the guard gauge. If you block too many attacks and let this bar deplete fully, you will be defenseless, so make sure not to eat everything your opponent throws out. The game even teaches you about guard cancelling to swat away pressure. This is only one mechanic out of several, so make sure to finish the tutorial fully to understand how the game works. The tutorial also teaches you about the 16 playable characters, from detailed explanations of their special moves to combo trials you can complete to have an idea of their playstyle. This is a great way of choosing who you want to mainly play as, since all the characters look pretty cool. I suggest choosing whoever looks the coolest to you, play around their trials and tutorial, then jump on to the next character if the first one isn't as great as you thought they'd be. From zoners to close combat to controlling a dragon or a ghost, even if some characters look similar, everyone has different enough gimmicks to make them stand out. Whether you play on controller, fight stick, or keyboard, the game provides two default control schemes you can use. You can also change what a move a button does entirely, which can help when playing certain characters or make your hands more comfortable. Regardless, make sure you experiment with a control scheme for a time before drastically changing anything, or else you might be pressing the wrong button for a move due to muscle memory. So you finally picked who you want to play as but still feel unprepared. Time to hit the training mode or the lab. From there, you can practice combos, setups, and situations you might face in matches. At first, it's a good place to understand fundamentals, but later it's a place to explore what your character can really do. You can change both yours and the opponent's HP, what the opponent does on wake up or after blocking, or even record actions you want to practice defending or interrupting against. The training mode is a sacred place, and all of the FGC know it. The game even has an achievement for spending at least an hour there. In most fighting games, you can cancel one special move into another, which has multiple functions, from starting or extending combos to setting up a difficult situation to block. Dealing huge damage in DNF Duel is through the ability of using more than one MP skill in one combo. The only drawback is that the MP gauge limits the number of special moves you can do. You'll deplete the bar fast if you don't pay attention to how much resources you're using. Another one of DNF Duel's unique features is conversion. When you receive damage through most means such as standard attacks, grabs, and skills, your HP begins filling up with a gray bar. This is known as white damage and will periodically heal itself if you avoid getting hit by moves dealing red damage, usually done by MP skills. If you do get hit, you can lose a lot of HP. Conversion allows you to purposely lose HP to your own advantage. By pressing the standard attack B and skill attack, or whatever you configure these buttons to be, you sacrifice that white damage to gain NP. You can also convert while doing a move, allowing you to extend the combo or make an unsafe move safe. Not all MP skills can be cancelled, however. Keep in mind converting will still be as though you got hit, so don't overdo it. Certain characters like Berserker also thrive off white damage and the conversion mechanic to deal explosive damage. While things may take some time getting used to when you're just starting the game, a great thing to keep in mind is to try interrupting your opponent's MP skill or special move. Whenever a character does an MP skill, you'll see a small circle flash around them, and depending on which move it is, you either have a small or large window to interrupt them. You'll know if it works if, well, they get hit, and if there's an alert saying counter. Your opponent loses their MP even when interrupted, and they'll be open to a combo. Certain moves are invincible upon activation, highlighted by a larger red circle around the character instead of yellow. Otherwise, your standard attack A will usually be your fastest button to use. Also, don't use your awakening skill as a wake up option, it's not invincible. With all fighting games, whether you're a newcomer or even an intermediate player, you'll need to dedicate some time to be remotely decent. DNF Duel is a great beginner game with its simple inputs and combo game, but to truly excel you'll have to dig deep and figure out what you can really do. That means spending most of your time in the lab, losing a lot of matches, and dropping recently learned combos in the first match you play. An important thing to keep in mind to avoid burnout is to take it slow and play to learn, not to win. For more DNF Duel guides and tips, check out thegamer.com. Thanks for watching.